Elite Facts presents
8 strangest tourist attractions from around the world. 8. Karnimata Temple, India. All we're going to say is that if you have a fear of vermin, you may want to skip this one. So, Rajasthan, India, the land of Maharajas, palaces, deserts, camels, and the Karnimata Temple, which not only serves as a refuge for rodents, but is also a place where they are worshipped too. Built in the early 20th century by Maharaja Gangi Singh of Bikaner in reference to Karnimata, a female Hindu sage, the temple's ostentation serves as no indication to the experience one is going to get. So high is the status of rats in this citadel of devotion that an accidental death of one of the inhabitants will require a replacement with a replica in solid gold. The outer structure of the temple itself is a sight to behold, and if you're a fan of mice and rats, well, this place is definitely up your alley. 7. Japan's Ramen Museum, Akita, Japan. So, if we're going to be blunt, Japan has a lot of weird cultural landmarks. I mean, let's be real. However, this definitely works in their benefit as it just makes them look so much more interesting as a culture. I mean, they have robot restaurants, capsule hotels, Cat Island, and Rabbit Island. If you want to see something strange, definitely go to Japan. But this particular landmark is probably the tamest yet strangest of them all. The Momofuku Ando Instant Ramen Museum pays tribute to Cup of Noodles founder and creator Momofuku Ando. If you'd like to say thanks for all those super cheap instant noodles that prevented you from starving back in college, this is your chance. Here you can see a reproduction of the shack where the man himself first invented chicken ramen, view an exhibition about instant noodles across the globe, and visit a tasting room with a variety of products, including the chance to sample flavors that you've probably never tried before. If that's not your cup of noodles, you could always go to a spa and get a noodle bath. No, seriously, they actually exist in Japan. 6. Prada in the Desert, Valentine, Texas. Okay, this is downright weird. Not in the creepy sense, not in the downright scary sense either. It's just, well, weird. Apparently, some shopping enthusiast wondered why the state of Texas, considering how massive it is, didn't have a Prada store. Yeah, first world problems. Anyway, Berlin artists Michael Elmgreen and Ingar Dragset went to work on an interesting solution of sorts. With the blessing of Miucci Prada herself, the store that sits on an empty stretch of US 90 outside of the tiny town of Valentine, some 150 miles from El Paso, was built. So yeah, there's a shoe shop in the middle of nowhere. But hey, they got what they asked for. Unfortunately, however, high-end shoppers who travel out to this location are out of luck. This bizarre store has no door, though its front windows display 20 left-foot shoes and 6 purses. The structure is permanently locked up and there are very few signs of life, unless you count the increasing population of moths. 5. World's Largest Chest of Drawers by Markstravist, High Point, North Carolina. Why? Out of all the objects you could have made giant, why a chest of drawers? That's the equivalent of cloning the most monotone person in the world, like Ben Stein. Actually, that's a bad example. Ben Stein is actually quite hilarious, but our point still stands. The world's largest chest of drawers was constructed in 1926 by the High Point Chamber of Commerce in an attempt to prove that the town of High Point was the home furniture capital of the world. The originally 20-foot-tall building served as the local Bureau of Information. However, in 1966, the structure was totally renovated and converted into a 39-foot-tall Goddard Townsend block front chest with a real chest inside as a prototype. To add to the visual impact, as if it needed any, because, you know, it's a giant chest of drawers, 2 ginormous socks were hung from one of its drawers. The chest has been featured on MTV and numerous shows about America's largest man-made attractions. No offense, but we're sorry if you're a fan of these types of shows and this was like the season finale or something. We're truly wholeheartedly sorry. 4. Island of the Dolls, Mexico. Oh yeah, this isn't totally creepy in the slightest. We feel totally safe going on vacation here. Not like it's haunted or anything like that. Isla de los Muñecas, just south of Mexico City, set between the canals of Xochimilco, is a small island and long-abandoned hideout of Don Julian Santana, who was ostracized here from the mainland because of his alcohol problem. Legend has it that a little girl drowned in the nearby canal, and Don felt haunted by her spirit, so he began trading his vegetables for old dolls, which he placed throughout the island to appease her spirit. If we were to hear that story for the first time while being there, we can guarantee you we'd be swimming away from that island. Screw waiting for a boat or whatever mode of transportation is used to get there. We're out of there. A reputed psychic medium has said that he was actually seeing an evil spirit that caused the girl to drown. Believe it or don't. Today, it's populated by hundreds of decrepit, decomposing baby dolls that hang from trees. Some say they possess the soul of the girl. While it was never meant to be a tourist attraction, the creepiness of the island has attracted so many that it's now open for tours on the weekend.
3.
International Friendship Exhibition Hall, North Korea. In the city of Pyongyang, which one journalist described as being a Stalinist theme park, lies the International Friendship Exhibition Hall. This structure houses the 90,000 or more gifts accumulated over the years by the great leader Kim Il-sung. The list of admirers includes former Soviet Prime Ministers Gregory Malenkov and Nikolai Bulganin, Palestinian leader Yasser Arafat, Cuba's Fidel Castro, and Zimbabwe's Robert Mugabe. But the gifts themselves are what's most interesting. Silver chopsticks from Mongolia, a gold cigarette case presented by Marshal Tito of Yugoslavia, chessboards from Colonel Gaddafi, and a grinning alligator offering drinks from a wooden tray sent all the way from Nicaragua. Surely, friendship has its rewards. Yeah, we don't know what else to say. It's just strange given how North Korea runs on a day-to-day basis.
2.
Karner Bone House, Austria. Hey, Jimmy, want to go to Austria this summer for vacation? Little did Jimmy know that one of the stops on the trip was the Karner Bone House, and that he'd be scarred for life. Now, don't get us wrong, Austria is a lovely country. Some of the sights are just amazing. But then you get landmarks like this. The Karner Bone House in the bucolic Austrian town of Hallstatt would far more easily be associated with the sound of music. However, it is more noted now for being host to painted skulls and decorations such as flowers, leaves, and serpents. Why? Because of the acute lack of space and the urgent need to recycle graves. Very surprising when you consider only 2,100 skulls of the 30,000 known deaths and burials were documented.
1.
The French Catacombs, Paris, France. So usually when you think of tourism sites in Paris, your mind is probably going to go straight to things like the Eiffel Tower, the Louvre to see the Mona Lisa, Notre Dame Cathedral, or the Arc de Triomphe, stuff like that. Well, even though Paris is the city of love, it should also be given the name the Underground of Death. If you can't tell what we're hinting at, or you weren't paying attention when we mentioned the title for this one, we're talking about the French Catacombs. The story behind the Catacombs is as follows. As Paris grew into its role as a major European hub, it eventually ran into a massive problem. By the 17th century, enough people had lived and died in Paris that its cemeteries were overflowing, overstuffed with graves to the point where corpses at times became uncovered. And so the solution arose to place them in the centuries-old tunnels that had existed beneath the streets of Paris since the 13th century, remnants of a time when limestone quarries were mined to build Paris into a thriving city. By the time these burials ended, 6 million Parisians' bones came to their final resting place in the city's catacombs. The tour of this is absolutely freaky, as bones and skulls decorate the walls throughout these tombs. One good thing to come out of this, though, is that there is literally a McDonald's 1 block over from the entrance. So if you come out of the catacombs scared and shook up, just buy yourself a McFlurry. Or is it a Lay McFlurry? Either way, it makes everything better. Can you think of any strange tourist attractions we've left out? Well, let us know in the comments below. And thanks for watching.
Don't forget to like us and subscribe for more Elite Facts.